Hey guys, and welcome. I am back. I cannot believe that the last time I made a video was 8 months ago. Yeah, so how are you guys doing during this crazy ass COVID-19 quarantine situation that's going on? I know that basically America is about to open up, but how is your quarantine life treating you? Mine, it's all right. It could be a little bit better, but it is all right. Which is why today I am doing a video about books I am going to be reading in the month of June. I guess this is a TBR. Anyway, so I'm just being realistic with myself. I have been in a bit of a reading slump. But, I mean, what's the best way to get out of a reading slump? It's to read. So just like I said, I am being realistic and I've decided to do a small TBR. I have the books right here that I'm going to read right next to me. And hopefully it will inspire me to read more. The first book on the list that I'm going to read in the month of June, probably not going to be the first book, but this is going to be the first book I'm going to show you guys. Artemis Fowl by Ian Colfer. I think that's how you say his name. I picked up this book because I seen it at Walmart, and since the protagonist is 12 years old, I'm assuming that this is a middle grade book. It's basically about this 12-year-old millionaire criminal mastermind. Yeah, I cannot believe I just said all that together in one sentence. In this book, the main character is a 12-year-old criminal mastermind millionaire named Artemis Fowl, and he kidnaps some fairy. So, I mean, obviously some shit goes down. So yeah, this is the first book. So the next book on my list is The Jun Boys by Court Stevens. I also picked this up while I was at Walmart shopping, and I've never heard of this author before. This is the first book of theirs that I've actually purchased. The reason why I decided to pick this up was strictly just cover alone. I didn't read anything. I just picked it up strictly because of the cover alone. And basically, the synopsis is: the Gemini thief is a serial kidnapper who takes 3 boys and holds them captive from June 1st to June 30th of the following year. The Jun Boys endured 13 months of being stolen, hidden, observed, and fed before they are released, unharmed, by their masked captor. The thief is a pro, having eluded authorities for nearly a decade and taken at least 12 boys. Now, Thea Delacroix has reason to believe the Gemini thief has taken a 13th victim, her cousin, alias McClagan, but the game changes when one of the kidnapped boys turns up dead. Together with her boyfriend Nick and her best friends, Thea is determined to find the Gemini thief and the remaining boys before it's too late. Only she's beginning to wonder something sinister, something repulsive, something unbelievable, and yet not impossible. What if her father is the Gemini thief? So yeah, I mean, it sounds very, very, very interesting. It seems like there's a bit of a mystery going on that the protagonist and her friends have to solve. So I am really, really, really excited to read this book. The next book that I am going to read, I've actually decided to pick this up because I've seen people talk about this book a little bit here on BookTube, and that is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Now, the reason why I really want to read this book is because I do like things about superheroes, Marvel, DC, all that. I watched all that stuff when I was a kid. Synopsis is: Victor and Eli started out as college roommates, brilliant, arrogant, lonely boys who recognized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, a shared research interest in adrenaline, near-death experiences, and seemingly supernatural events reveal an intriguing possibility that under the right conditions, someone could develop extraordinary abilities. But when their thesis moves from the academic to the experimental, things go horribly wrong. So yeah, that's the reason why I am really, really, really interested in reading this book, because it's a very, very, very different take on superheroes that, from what I'm getting is that if you have a certain type of near-death experience and if you survive, you will develop superhuman abilities. So the last book on my TBR, this one is actually a very, very, very interesting one. I purposely picked this one for a reason. I'm gonna get to it, don't worry. And that is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I'm not good at pronouncing names, but I promise you I know how to read. Actually, what intrigued me about this book, it wasn't the cover or anything like that. It's because the premise of this book seems very similar to the premise of something that I've been working on for a while, and I actually have proof that I've been working on this particular book since 2015. This is a vampire book. I'm just going to read the blurb for this book, and it's: in 1872, New Orleans is a city ruled by the dead. But to 17-year-old Celine Rousseau, New Orleans is a safe haven after she's forced to flee her life as a dressmaker in Paris. Taken in by the sisters of the Ursuline convent in the middle of the carnival season, Celine is quickly enraptured by the vibrant city. From its music to its fancy soirees and even its danger, she becomes embroiled in the city's glitzy underworld, known as La Cour de Leon. After catching the eye of the group's anemic leader, Sebastian Saint Germain, when the body of one of the girls from the convent is found in Sebastian's own lair, the second dead girl to turn up in recent weeks, Celine battles her attraction to Sebastian and suspicions about his guilt, along with the shame of her own horrible secret. After a third murder, New Orleans becomes gripped by the terror of a serial killer on the loose, one who has now set Celine in his sights. As the murderer stalks her, Celine finally takes matters into her own hand, only to find herself caught in the midst of an age-old feud between the darkest creatures of the night, where the price of forbidden love is her life. At once a sultry romance and a decadent, thrilling mystery. Master storyteller Renee Ahdieh, hope I'm saying her name right, embarks on her most potent fantasy series yet. Yes. So this seems very, very, very similar to something that I've been working on since 2015. So that's why I am actually interested in reading it, because I want to make sure, because I'm still going to work on it, I'm not going to stop, but I want to make sure that, okay, so the plot, it's not that the plot is kind of similar, it's just that the setting, because this book is set in New Orleans, Louisiana in 1872. Mine is set in a fictional town in Louisiana in 1874. And the Civil War, the effects of the Civil War is very precedent in this book, the one that I am writing. And it has a vampire. It also has voodoo priestess in it. And it also is a murder mystery as well. So that's why I'm so curious to read this, because the reason why I created the idea of the book that I am writing is because I was like, you know what? I really like True Blood. I was always fascinated with Louisiana, and I just thought that, you know what? Maybe we probably do need more books based in Louisiana with vampires, the kind of gothic type of thing. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw a little dash of African American in there, which is one of the reasons why I decided to set it after the Civil War. So yeah, I'm really, really, really interested in reading this. It's mostly because I just want to make sure that we don't have the same ideas. So if I do have some similar ideas to her, I can change it up. But yeah, and I am also planning on taking you guys on that journey with me as I write the book. So you guys can see like my whole process of writing and all that. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, let me know. What books are you guys going to be reading in June? Or what books are you guys reading right now? Let me know. The whole purpose of me starting this whole booktube channel is because people in my family, my friends' family, they don't really read as much. And I read a lot. So I would like to be able to find friends on here who read the same books that I read, so that way we can talk about them. Yeah, that's the video. And if you guys would do me a favor and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want. So yeah.